Good morning. Thank you for inviting me. I want to start off by telling you what I heard when I walked into the hospital in February of 2015. I heard dead man walking. Those were the whispers I heard. But to tell you the truth, that would have been an upgrade. So I actually didn't walk in the hospital. I was wheeled in. And when the doctors ran their tests, they came to see me. They said, Mr. Weiniger, we have some news for you. I said, great, I love news. I watch news all day long. But they said, Mr. Weiniger, we have news for you. 80% of your heart's died. I thought, okay, I've had a bypass before. Let's have another bypass. And he said, no, you don't understand. There's no place to bypass to. Once your heart is dead, we can't stent, we can't bypass. So I was really a dead man lying in a hospital bed. I was really not able to walk at the time. And I was lying there and I was thinking of my daughter, who was about 14 years old at the time. This is last year. She's adopted from China and she lost her parents. And I was afraid she might lose her father again. And I was also thinking about my wife, who I've been with and I've loved for 30 years. And the one that is most excited when I get home, my puppy popcorn. So I'm thinking about those three, and I'm lying in bed, and I reached back at that time to remember the lessons my father taught me when I was growing up. My father was born with almost disabled legs. He had a lot of surgeries on his ankles and feet growing up. So he wasn't a man of great physical stature. But he was a brilliant, kind man that skipped many grades in school, had to run away to go to college. He went to Tulane with enough money for one semester, but got a scholarship, finished in 2.5 years with a degree in biology, chemistry, and a minor in math. And he went throughout his life helping people, building companies, and overcoming every obstacle on his path. And I remember watching him design retirement plans that benefited the people on the bottom, donating classrooms to our local temple, and just helping people out his whole life. And I asked him about it once, and he said to me, if you want to make a difference in people's lives, you have to be a difference in people's lives. I really didn't understand it well, but I came to understand it later in life. But he also told me something I did understand at the time, and that was, every morning when you wake up, you got to ask yourself one question. And if you can answer this question in the affirmative, it can make a big difference in your life. And the one question was, when you wake up, you ask yourself, do I live in a good universe, or do I live in an evil universe? If you live in the evil universe and you're cut off driving here this morning, you're going to say, oh, that son of a gun, he almost crashed my car, and you're cursing and you're holding the wheel tight. The rest of your day is going to be miserable, because that's your mindset. But if you wake up and you say, I live in a good universe, that same thing happens to you, and you're going to say, boy, am I lucky. You know, that guy missed me, I'm going to have a great day today. And that's going to be your mind frame for the rest of the day. So when I look back on that lesson my father told me, I think of a quote by Wayne Dwyer. He said, if you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. And that's been very true throughout my life, especially with my LVAD. A lot of people see my LVAD, which is basically a heart pump, a wire going into my abdomen, and they might think, gee, you look like you have something strapped to your side. You know, this guy could be dangerous. You know, what is this? Is this an explosive? I look at it opposite. I look at this thing as my supercharged pack. And I love this. This makes me look like a beauty queen, you know, the satchel going through my chest. Now, these are my spare batteries. I put this on, I think I look like a superhero. So I got this extra. So if you change the way you look at something, the way you look at changes. And that's a great philosophy to live by. And I found that when I was in the hospital, and I was there for 55 days, that you do need tools to survive something like that. You become detached from your family, your loved ones after a while. And one of the things you have to overcome most is fear. Because you're in the hospital, and imagine the doctors are telling you, we can't bypass you, we can't stent you. They start putting, I had 2 IV poles of medicines going into me, I had something going into my neck, I had pumps on me, I had this new LVAD, I had all these devices, oxygen tanks, and you could become a little fearful. But what I realized about fear when I was lying there, that it's all future-oriented fear. It's really an illusion. We can't change the past, and the future hasn't happened yet. So as I'm lying there, there's nothing really wrong with me unless I think to myself, gee, tomorrow's going to be bad. But tomorrow could be good, just as well as it could be bad. So I learned that the future hasn't happened yet, so there's no reason to be scared of it. And I thought that was a great tool for overcoming fear in the hospital. But I will tell you the truth, since I'm here with you today, I did have one fear, and I couldn't shake it. And this is a fear I had my entire life. And a lot of people ask, I asked them, what do you think my biggest fear was in the hospital? A lot of people said, death. I mean, the only person that owned my franchise, his wife said to him, are you going to travel to New Jersey if Dan dies? And two of my best friends both thought I was going to die. My wife didn't look happy. I never asked her. But people thought that was my number one fear. But it wasn't. I actually brought my number one fear with you today, and it was this. When I was in the hospital my entire life, I had feared this thing. And I have to tell you, when you get out of surgery, you're in intensive care, and there's no bathroom in sight. But then you get moved to another room, and this is even worse. Now I'm in a room, there's no bathroom in sight, but there's a toilet in the corner of the room, and it's got no walls around it. And this is like all my fears coming true. I mean, when I'm at home and I have to go to the bathroom, I go to a different floor than my bathroom. Or if I'm in a public, bathroom, I look for the ones with the walls between the urinals. So I finally get a chance. I'm not going to talk about the bed patty workers are going to have lunch soon, but I'm going to talk about the first time I got to use this. And this is no one, so don't worry. So the nurses finally come in. The nurses finally come in. I'm able to stand now. The catheter's been removed. They're going to help me stand up at the edge of the bed. Remember, I still have 2 IV poles. I got oxygen. I got my new LVAD. I'm plugged into the wall. Got all the drains coming out of me. So they get me up and they stand me at the edge of the bed. And I got 2 nurses now on each side of me, 2 nice female nurses. And they hand me that device. And they say, okay, Mr. Weininger, it's time. See what you can do. I think to myself, Mr. Weininger, it's time. See what you can do. What are they talking? I had no idea what the social protocol was here. I mean, do I chit chat with these ladies? So I decided to take the route that also helped me throughout the hospital, and that was supercharge your enthusiasm with positive energy. So I just took an attitude of insatiable curiosity, and I found that if you can be curious when you have an obstacle and detach yourself from the situation and look down on it objectively, it can really help you get by in life. So another key besides overcoming fears is to be curious. And lastly, I just want to tell you a story, and this is a story that you guys know well because it actually happened right behind me, and that was my first 5K. I recently got to participate in my first 5K here at the Sharing Network for organ and tissue donation. I can't tell you the feeling I got. I was a team leader, and I got up on stage, and I was looking at an audience of almost 10,000 people. As I walked through this crowd, I met people who had gotten transplanted. The person that checked me in, I think, had gotten pancreas. The guy I was standing next to on the stage was an 11-year recipient of a heart. And the boy that they told me about who raised $18,000 was bar mitzvah the night before. The next day he was here at the 5K, and he had raised all this money, and he too was a heart transplant recipient. So as I walked through the crowd, I thought to myself, I'm walking amongst 10,000 miracles. And I remembered what my father told me about, you want to matter in someone's life, do something for them. And I thought to myself, if you want a miracle in your life, be a miracle in other people's lives. And that's what I've learned, my biggest lesson that I've taken away from this whole experience of heart transplant and being on an LVAD. If you want a miracle in life, be a miracle in others' lives. That's what you guys do here. I'm so proud and honored whenever I get to come here and visit and speak to you guys. So thank you very much for having me.